60 Minutes Rewind.
I had never been to a rock concert before I met Tina Turner, and I confess I had no intention of going to one. But when Ed Bradley was unable to do this profile, I jumped at the chance, for this lady is a legend. I don't believe it. She looks 19.
But you just remember one thing on our first meeting. You must be good to me.
Oh, I'm going to be good to you.
Are you sure?
Why would I be otherwise?
Just make sure you be good to me.
Well, that was surely no chore, for she is a joy to be with offstage and simply stunning when she's on. And in Europe today, she is a bigger star than she ever was in the United States. During her 15-month world tour, Turner will gross over $100 million in Europe alone. $3 million for just one show at London's Wembley Stadium.
I had no idea that you were such a huge star in Europe.
Yeah, no one in America knows that. I mean, people are always shocked when I explain. People say, when are you going to go to Vegas? I was there already. Success in America, what I find with my homeland, nothing lasts very long. Europe is different, but you're right there with them until you come back.
It turns out that Tina has lived in Europe for over a decade now, and that's where we went to talk with her at her home in the south of France while she worked on a photo shoot for Harper's Bazaar magazine.
How American are you now?
Still very much American. I don't speak the foreign tongues over here yet. I'm paying American taxes. I have property in America. All of my businesses run from America still.
But in your...
In my heart?
Yeah.
I don't think I will go back home.
Her love affair with Europe is only the latest chapter of a remarkable life, a life by now an oft-told tale. Born Anna Mae Bullock in Nutbush, Tennessee, Tina's parents sent her to live with relatives when she was only 3. She picked cotton as a child and planned on becoming a nurse when, at 18, St. Louis musician Ike Turner discovered her unique voice. He hired her, he married her, and renamed her Tina Turner. They would be the Ike and Tina Turner Review. For the next 16 years, Tina created a reputation as one of the most dynamic performers of her time, while Ike created his own reputation as one of the most abusive husbands in show business. She finally left him in 1976, struggled on the lounge circuit for years until 1984, when her comeback album, Private Dancer, sold 10 million copies and garnered 4 Grammy Awards. And then her very candid autobiography detailed the years of physical abuse that she suffered from Ike, abuse graphically documented in the 1993 film What's Love Got to Do with It, with Lawrence Fishburne as Ike and Angela Bassett as Tina.
Have you ever regretted, Tina, being so public about your relationship with Ike and what happened to it?
Now I have to say, no, I don't regret it. What I regretted is that it was ugly to me, and the people found it out. How can I explain that to you? I never would have let the people know. But as long as I kept that under the rug, it might have held me back as well.
You had to bring it to closure, so to speak.
Absolutely. And people won't leave it alone. I'm constantly reminded. It's been nearly 20 years. Ike is married twice since then.
Knowing the violent history with Ike, and her age for that matter, I had to ask the question you never want to ask any woman. Did cosmetic surgery play a part in her remarkably youthful appearance?
There's a difference in cosmetic surgery and corrective surgery, right? Let's talk about cosmetic for beauty. I have had basically my face bashed in, and I never did anything about it.
I know.
I just went through my life because I was all right. And then I started to have problems traveling with my sinuses, and I found that how my nose had healed many times and the whole of
You
the
busted
mouth.
your nose.
Yes, many times. But it was never really, really broken, but I guess damaged to a point that it started to heal, and the healing process started to interfere with the sinuses. So when they went in to correct it, I ended up with, I like it. I ended up with another nose.
It's great.
It's not that different. It's very, you have to look quite a long time to see it. It's the difference. And I put my breast back in place, and that's all.
And no, she says, she does not have a magic exercise or diet routine to keep her looking and feeling about 20 years younger than her 56 years. And as for her legs, Market research by the Haynes Company showed she has the most admired legs in America. And recently they paid her $10 million to be their spokesmodel for a new line of pantyhose.
When you're healthy, you're happy, you look great, who cares how old you are?
Her home in the south of France, still a work in progress, has breathtaking views of the French Riviera, a spectacular pool, and all the creature comfort she needs.
You feel like you deserve all this?
I deserve more.
And hidden away on the second floor, a Buddhist shrine. This born Baptist credits Buddhism with giving her the strength that she needed to get through the rough times, and she continues to chant daily.
Nam-myo renge-kyo, Nam-myo renge-kyo, Nam-myo renge-kyo, ring the bell, Nam-myo renge-kyo, Nam-myo renge-kyo, Nam-myo renge-kyo. And if you do it long enough, you become less stressed. But it's not magic. It's the practice itself is more mystic, but not magic. But I tell you, when you're in trouble and you really seek help, you don't get it, you test it and you think, my goodness, something works here.
As for the man in her life, her only serious relationship since Ike is Irvin Back. He's a German-born record company executive, 16 years younger than Tina. They've lived together now for 10 years.
I'm not in love with the rock act.
Yeah.
I'm in love with a human being.
Yeah. You proposed to her and she turned you down. Why?
Well, I proposed to her before her 50th birthday because I thought it is just the way I feel or felt at this moment. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to give her my commitment. And I think we both were lucky that she said no afterwards.
Irvin and I don't feel that we need a marriage. We are as married now as if it was legal.
You're 56, he's 40. Now that could be trouble.
But he's really 60 and I'm really 15. He's much more mature. He's quite conservative in some kind of way.
Yeah.
And Irvin often says to me that he can't imagine me being with an older man because he has problems with me. So it's a good balance because we balance each other in that sense, you know, being the fact that he is young and I am old. Some kind of way we've reached a place that's a good, comfortable place.
So you don't push Irvin around?
Oh, no. But I wouldn't like it if I could. I mean, it wouldn't be what I'd want.
But nobody's told Irvin yet.
Is she the boss?
I think she's the boss, yeah. I'm second to the boss, but she's the boss.
And the boss gets all the toys she wants.
You're kidding.
There is her customized Lamborghini Jeep.
Good driver?
Pretty good.
Oh, it's nice to know.
And on tour, a chartered private jet. We joined her en route to a concert in Budapest.
The air in the plane doesn't do anything to your throat at all?
You must know by now that I don't have any problems with this throat. Nothing happens to it. You couldn't kill it.
You could beat it to death, but...
Not a thing. I told the journalist once that when I was growing up, we didn't have telephones. We would stand from one house to the other and throw our voices, you know, if there was a telephone call or something. Yeah. So I think a lot of that country growing up, you know, it's good for you in some kind of way.
The story will continue after this.
Arriving in Budapest just a couple of hours before showtime, she goes directly to the concert stadium for her pre-show routine. In her dressing room, she settles down in front of a mirror to do her own makeup. As for her distinctive wig, she says she's always handcrafted them.
You make those yourself?
Yeah. That's why I don't have so many. They're difficult.
You and who else? Who helps you? You said the hair comes from...
Africa.
From
A lot
Africa.
of it's Italian hair. I've been doing these wigs for all my life. I've always done my own. That's why they've always had, like they didn't come off the rack, so to speak.
The hair, the legs, the voice, all part of the legend.
Your public persona is wild to a certain degree.
Raunchy.
Sexy, raunchy. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And yet you say that you're not really that way and that you like only to pretend that you're sexy. True?
Yes. Let me just tell you how I am about that. What I give off on the stage, any man would approach me, hey, Tina, baby. And I never like it, but I can't correct it because that's what I do on stage. It's my work. I think people don't take singers as serious as they do actresses. Some actresses do worse things than I've ever done on stage, and they're treated with respect.
Can you imagine that you will reach a point when you'll say, as far as performing is concerned, enough's enough?
I could say it now, but I don't think it's time. Most people think that I could not retire right now. I could. I'm pleased with my life, with the journey. I'm perfectly fine now if I never went on stage again.